Hey, what up, team? It's Joe Mill here with Killer Miller Q. We are back, and today we're gonna be slow smoking a prime Tomahawk Ribeye over on the old Green Mountain Pellet Grill. I'm not gonna waste no time. Let's get right to it. And cut the music. All right, so we in here. Bright and early, you looking at this prime Tomahawk Ribeye. You've seen it already looking pretty, but now let's see how we get there. This one doesn't have the super long bone, but it's not so short that we're gonna call it the cowboy cut. But still looking at a tomahawk. This one's prime. Had this one vacuum sealed. This baby's ready to go. And pretty much what I'm going to be doing is, if you saw my video not too long ago on those beef back ribs, I might have stumbled into something that I like, which is this combination of rub and flavors right here. Pretty much I like to start now with, I'm going to pretty much be oiling this with a little bit of olive oil. Then I'm going to hit it with some coarse black pepper, give me a nice crust, plus I love me some pepper. I go one time over it with that Texas beef, and then I finish off nice and strong with this Cosmos Q cow cover. I haven't tried that hot cow cover. That one I actually might keep an eye out for too. But basically that cow cover's got a lot of nice colors, got some chilies and everything in there that really brings out a nice good overall flavor. And that Texas beef got a little sweetness to it, but it's got a nice little flavor going on too. Overall, I really like the way that tasted on the beef. I think it's going to be great on this old tomahawk. So that's what we about to do. Let me start first with layering it up with a little bit of that binder. Pretty much I already dried this one off with a paper towel. Now I'm about to come with some of that olive oil and all over. And then there'll be a nice layer of black pepper, nice layer of Texas beef. Finish it off with some of that cow cover. There is my pepper layer. Make sure we always hit that bone. Make sure that we get it enough on the outsides and all along the ridges. Keep in mind, this is about almost 2.5 pounds. Nice thick cut of meat. Do not be afraid to hit this with some seasoning. All right, so we got my pepper all over, already oiled it. Let's move on to the Texas beef. Now we got that Texas beef on there. Part of the reason I like doing that pepper first is you start to see most of the stuff that we add in got much smaller particles. So let the pepper get on there first. Let it take up the big pieces of surface area so we get it nice and stuck. Then when I come in there with the smaller grain particles and everything to kind of cover it up, everybody fits on there nice and pretty. Now let's go ahead and get to the finishing, the cow cover. And that's what it looked like when everything is all nice and merry. So pretty much now, one thing I will tell you, if you're going to be doing some layering of some rubs, make sure that you taste your rubs, get in the habit of checking out your ingredient list. Where we at? Right there. Hopefully you can kind of get a zero in on that without too much light. There we go. That's probably better. Get an idea of where we at. First ingredient always let you know what the most is in the rub, right? And then from there it kind of goes and corresponds as you go. But that way you make sure you don't get something that's too salty. Make sure it's going to be something that actually mixes well together. I've tried this one before. Not too much salt between the two of those rubs. And then obviously we always good with pepper around my house. So I'm going to let this hang out. I'm going to let this marry real quick. And we're going to start getting this Green Mountain up to temp. I'm going to take it slow and easy today. And we're going to put some respect on this thing and make sure we get some good smoke in. 200 is our goal for as far as what we're going to be cooking at. And then we'll kick it up and get us a little bit of a reverse sear. Hold tight. Okay, this baby has sat out, got a good sweat in the microwave, and you can already see this thing looks beautifully and heavily flavored. We got a probe in here coming directly from the old Green Mountain. I'm gonna use it today, and like I said, we're running at about 200. Let's scoot this baby on in, nice and thick. Sit you in there nice and pretty. And I'll pretty much come out here with about, when it gets to about an internal of a 90, and we'll flip it over and we'll go from there. All right, I'm bringing you back. It has been an hour. I wanted to pretty much end up waiting after I got out of here and thought about it. I wanted to go to a roughly about 100 degrees. And then I'm pretty much at about 105. It was pretty close, and I was almost at the hour, so I said, let me just go ahead and let it go an hour. All I'm gonna do, oh, this baby is tender. Flip that baby around. It smells beautiful in here. Get my little roll out of there. There we go. All right, we're gonna let it chill. I'll bring you back when it's about 1:45. Whoa, it is bright out here. Look, I appreciate y'all for holding on. Appreciate y'all for following along. I want to jump in here and tell you personally, if you're new to the channel, go to that bottom right corner, make sure that you subscribe. Check out some of the other videos that you might have missed. And for everybody else that's been following along, if you haven't already, find me on IG and Facebook, and let's keep this party going. All right, baby, we are rolling. It has been 2 hours and 40 minutes. I just pulled the probe up out this thing, flipped him over one time. Looking beautiful, smelling beautiful. Super tender already. Look at that little crust we got going on. I'm about to pull this off. I'm about to get some aluminum foil over here and lightly tint this. And I'm gonna let it hang out. Like I said, it's at about 145-ish. I like a medium well. I know a lot of people will hate me for that, but you know you get to enjoy it when it's the Pitmaster's time. So Pitmaster privilege is gonna be medium well today, more or less. So I'm gonna get it up out of here. I'm gonna let this thing hang out. It'll probably bump up to close to 150. And then we'll pump this baby up and we'll see what we can do about getting a little bit of sear on here. All right. Gonna get a little bit of foil on there just like that. Nothing too crazy. And close this right up. All right, just a couple quick things on some housekeeping. We got this baby pumped up to 450 degrees now. Make sure you take a second, let that baby breathe. Start off with a clean grill before you even get started with this whole initial cook. You do not want to have a whole lot of fat in your grill and then try to cook it something as high as 450. That's an easy way to get you a grease fire. Already scraped down my grates where I already had that steak and everything. Normally if I was coming into just cooking this high or something like that, I probably wouldn't even have wanted that aluminum foil on there, because sometimes when you go that high, it can burn up. But this is the heavy duty, so we'll probably be good to go. But just something to keep in mind about making sure you keep your pit bright. Keep it clean before you cook on that high temps. Make sure you don't get no grease fires. And the other thing I wanted to make sure I shared was, as I'm refilling, I'm using the old Kingsford's barbecue hardwood pellets. This is Costco's brand. I told you I would keep you in line before I did this update. I'm on my second bag now, and this has been smoking great. I mean, I didn't cleaned it out. I didn't think I've had necessarily more dust or anything like that. But for $14, roughly, you were looking at a 40-pound bag here. Great flavor. I mean, I've been cooking great. We're gonna see what this steak come out looking like today. All right, this baby has been hanging out. You can already see we are nice and juicy still. All I'm gonna do is give it about a minute on each side, let it get a little bit of sear. We got to hurry up. Y'all can see it's a dust storm rolling in. I'm just getting the, see how dark it look over here in this corner versus how light blue and everything was over there. So this is probably about to turn around and be like a cook where I'm gonna have to run up out of here with this steak before it get all sandy. So I'm about to get this on. We go on one side. We will not get rid of those juices. We're gonna be using those 1 minute on each. Ooh, it is hot up in here. All right, so I checked it out at a minute. I wanted it a little bit longer, so I went 2 minutes. Woo! Let's get this side done. Looking beautiful. Beautiful. All right, just like that. Woo! It's baby done. We got us a flame. I love it. Who said you can't see her? Bring my hot bone over here. Wow. Wow. Woo! That's a wrap. Man, I had to flip that baby over. So this is the side that got a little bit of that charcoal sear. Got the fat dripping up off of there real nice. That is beautiful, man. This bone is hot, but we're gonna try to get a flip. Woo! Then this other side. I like my other side a little better with that char. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. Let me hurry up and pull this thing and take it in the house and let it rest for a little bit. Let me show you what happened in 4 minutes in Arizona when I talk about these dust storms. It is just covered now. All right, team. So I want to bring you in here real quick. Let's go over a couple things that we should have learned. One, make sure you got that grill cleaned out. You already seen, see I got my baby down here. You already seen real quickly, we was able to get a little bit of fire by going up to 450 just from the amount of fat that was dripping out of that steak. Imagine if I had already a bunch of leftover fat in that grill. That's exactly how you get your grease fires. The other thing I wanted to make sure I said something about is the reason that I always check at about 1 minute when it comes to doing searing. Even if I would have went over there and did the searing over there on my kettle grill, I like to check every minute on one side to one side, because something can happen quick when you're talking about a flame. If you hit it with about a minute on the flame, it's probably not going to hurt it too much. It's actually probably going to make it perfect like you saw. But I mean, if it gets too much time than that, you can mess around, burn your whole meal up just trying to get your sear in. Other than that, let's go ahead and cut into this bone. Let's get a taste on this meat real quick. Alright, so look at that baby. You already can tell she is juicy. Sat a little longer than I wanted to as I'm getting some work done on my house, but that's alright. It's gonna be alright. I'm gonna go ahead and get this bone out of here. I might bless my dog with this one here. That's gonna be nice. Get out of there. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut right down the middle of this baby. Oh. You gotta love the dust storm blessing us with a little bit of natural Arizona. Now everybody like their steak the way they like their steak, but for me, that's about where I want to be. Let that focus in for a second. Get out of there, fly. They smell it. I am juicy, as you can see this board. And now I'm gonna go ahead and cut me a nice little slice for the privilege. And I'll take some of that off. Alright. Oh, this is the best part as always. Hey, you see this dust storm coming? We got stuff flying around here, so I'm gonna get my steak up out of here, but I had to give me a quick taste on camera like always. Shouts out to my guys over there with Black Smoke Barbecue, and for everybody else following along, I appreciate y'all. I wish you can get a little piece of this. I'm gonna tell you what, that rub combo, like I said, I done stumbled up on something I like on beef. Black pepper, of course black pepper. Come with some of that Texas beef, Cosmo's Texas beef. Finish it off with that cow cover. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy me some of that hot cows cover, and I'm gonna try that on there in the end, see what I like better. It's another one down, folks. Good to have you here. Catch you next week. Peace. Man, I had to bring y'all out here, show y'all the aftermath. It's calming down, but of course, look at this about Boone, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.